Hi everyone, this week I'm going to do a roundup of 2017. So a bit of a review of all the equipment that's been out this year, let you know what I think's been really hot and really successful, and why those clubs have worked how they have done and what type of golfer that they have suited. So we'll start at the top. We'll start at the top of the bag in driver. So really there's probably only been one driver this year that's really stood out from the rest, really stood out from the crowd during fittings and in terms of volume of sales. That would have to be the Callaway Epic. So I've gone on about the Epic quite a few times this year, just purely because of the distance numbers that it has been producing. It's been producing some really long golf shots for a lot of golfers that I've been seeing for quite a number of years now. The reason being is the new jailbreak technology in the driver with the two bars that run behind the club face to solid up that club, enforce more ball speed off the club face and really getting that ball travelling a long distance. That driver's fantastic for anyone that tends to hit the ball quite high, quite sort of spinny, have quite a lot of backspin on the ball, struggle with the ball sort of climbing a little bit too much. It's really helped that type of golfer. So that's probably what I'd say is my number one driver this year. Moving down into fairway woods. Ping G400. So even though it's quite a new product this year, it's not been out for the majority of 2017, the G400 fairways have been very popular since their launch. Reasons being is, they're very forgiving. They've used a slightly different forged golf club face in this wood to provide that extra ball speed again. So how Callaway do it in the driver and Ping do it in the fairways, just two slightly different ways. But the G400's really easy to hit off the floor. Now that's a part of golf that a lot of amateurs struggle with, is hitting a 3-wood or a 5-wood off a really tight fairway lie quite consistently. The G400 has a very low centre of gravity in that golf club. It makes life a lot easier to get that ball up in the air and travelling forwards how we want it to do. Then moving on into the hybrids. It's probably either the Ping hybrid or even the Titleist new 818 hybrid. The reason I like these clubs is they're very versatile. They can both be used from fairway and the rough, and they don't go too far. Sometimes you find with hybrids, even though they've got that added loft, they almost go as far as your 5-wood or 3-wood would be doing so. Whereas those two hybrids, the G400 from Ping and then the 818 hybrid from Titleist, they go as far as the loft on the head dictates, so we can gap really nicely into your irons from your fairway woods. Next up, irons. My point of view, this year, the hottest iron has probably been the Mizuno MP18 range. So the reason I'm saying this is it's probably had the biggest wow factor for customers when they've hit it. A, for the looks, B, for the feel, but C, mainly for the control that those golfers have been getting. So if anyone comes into me and says, Lewis, look, I'm hitting the ball far enough with my irons, I just want something that I'm going to hit it closer to that flag with, then the MP18, whether it be the pure blade, the split cavity, or then the MMC iron, one of those irons has really helped them in terms of controlling the golf ball, getting the correct ball flight, and just hitting it as close to the flag as they can each time. So then the last part of the bag, which is probably the most important part of the bag in my opinion, is wedges. This year, the Titleist Vokey SM6 wedges have been absolutely flying. Again, Titleist have always had a very good wedge in the Vokey, and it's been very highly used on tour because of the amount of options you can get. So when I talk about options in the Vokey, it's a lot about getting the right bounce angle on the sole, but mainly the right grind on the sole. So how the sole is shaped to try and help the shots you're playing and how you play those shots. Whether you be much of a divot taker, whether you be a small divot taker or not a divot taker at all, whether you like playing the club nice and square, whether you like moving the club around very much, the Titleist Vokey wedges, they have an option for absolutely everybody. So those are my important and my influential clubs from 2017. Now moving on into 2018. There's going to be some very popular clubs and again highly anticipated clubs coming out then. So far that I'm aware of, Callaway are bringing two new irons out, a pure blade called an Apex MB that you'll see a lot of the tour golfers using, and also a Callaway X Forged, which is a forged head, nice soft material with a slight bit of cavity and a slight bit of forgiveness in there. And then also just recently in the last couple of weeks, Titleist have just released the images online and on their tour players of the new SM7's, which will be out early next year. So if there's any of those products that you think could help your game, or going forward into next year, there's any products you'd like to talk to me about, feel free to give me a call and we can talk about any clubs that you wish.